Ripple had quite some problems in 2021, however, overall XRP made at least some gains during the year. What will it look like in 2022? And what can XRP holders expect regarding their wealth backquote? Stay tuned till the end of the video to find out. But first, we are giving away 50 XRP coins at the end of the month to one random subscriber to start on their XRP journey. All you need to do is to like the video, subscribe and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comment section. Welcome back XRP Army. News agencies report that daily transaction volumes on the XRP market began to fall significantly as the year 2021 came to a close, despite the fact that they stayed over the $1 billion level throughout. As the cryptocurrency market continues to evolve, cryptocurrency investors and the larger industry have been keeping a close eye on the digital asset as they seek clarification on what to expect from regulators as the market matures. Ripple's lawsuit against the Securities and Exchange Commission began in earnest in 2020, with the filing of the first complaint. On December 22, 2020, Jay Clayton, the former head of the Securities and Exchange Commission, signed a complaint against the company. Something concerning which Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse issued a remark on Twitter a couple of days ago, according to the company. Of all the shitty things in 2020, this was certainly one to cap the year rolling on the floor laughing. But what I said then remains, painfully, true today. This is an attack on crypto in the US, not just Ripple. By the way, what do you think about Ripple's 2021? Let us know in the comment section down below. Due to the fact that the plaintiff is pushing the narrative that XRP was marketed and sold as a security contract, the year 2021 will be recognized as the year in which both parties pursued their respective litigation strategies. It is the failure of the SEC to provide reasonable notice that XRP may be treated as a security that is of more concern to the defendants, Ripple Labs, Brad Garlinghouse, and Chris Larsen, rather than the absence of proper notice that is of greater concern to the defendants. The multiple inconsistencies in SEC pronouncements over the years have prompted many market participants to wonder which digital assets should be classified as securities. Clearly, one of the SEC advantages is a lack of clarity in its regulations. When the Securities and Exchange Commission initiated a complaint against Telegram, TON, in 2020, they were successful because the firm made an unregistered securities offering through an initial coin offering, ICO, at the time, ICO. In 2018, William Hinman delivered a speech in which he asserted that Ethereum is not a financial instrument. Despite the fact that Ethereum has received money through an initial coin offering, ICO, as recently as 2014, the cryptocurrency is still in its infancy. According to Ripple, who has pointed out the SEC discrepancies repeatedly throughout the case, the SEC has changed course on every statement made by an official, even when that official was speaking on behalf of the regulator in a public venue like as a news conference. However, once the new year gets going, it is expected that news regarding what is happening in court will be provided on an almost daily basis. Eventually, either a settlement or a court judgment in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit will bring the dispute to an end in 2022. This will very definitely occur this quarter, in the first quarter of 2022, and the decision will serve as a precedent for future encounters with the SEC, as the agency shows no signs of abandoning its enforcement-based approach to regulatory compliance and enforcement in the near future. Comment, XRP Army, if you believe XRP will see new highs in 2022. Though the SEC was successful in some of its hearings, crypto enthusiasts feel that the verdict will be in favor of Ripple at the end of things. If the cryptocurrency XRP is victorious, it will mark the first significant victory of a decentralized media over a central authority in history. The cryptocurrency began 2021 on a good note, despite the fact that it has had a rough time in the past. Fortunately, the price of Ripple climbed significantly in the first month of the year, rising from 21 United States cents to $1 United States dollar and 80 cents, a huge rise. The cryptocurrency XRP has now seen a downward spiral, despite having enjoyed a spike of more than 840% in a very short period of time. Over the course of just 2 months, the value of Ripple plummeted by more than 70%. Price per unit is currently ranging between 70 cents and $1.30 at the current time. According to the experts, though, Ripple will be able to hit $3 United States dollars quite quickly if it passes certain requirements and keeps its position on the green line. Ripple's price is already exhibiting signs of a positive climb, with the cryptocurrency reaching a recent high of $1.36, according to experts, indicating that a bull run is likely in early 2022. Despite the fact that XRP had been on a downward trajectory for a significant period of time at the end of 2021, the cryptocurrency began to gain speed in December. With each test that investors put Bitcoin through, it was able to come out on top and avoid sustaining any serious damage. As a result, some analysts predict that the price of XRP will reach $3 in the near future. XRP is expected to gain in value in the future if the Ripple vs. SEC litigation is resolved in the cryptocurrency's favor, according to predictions. Do you agree that 2022 will be great for Ripple? If yes, then make sure to like this video. Empower Oversight, a non-profit government watchdog, filed a complaint of prejudice against the Securities and Exchange Commission, which will be critical in the ongoing inquiry. In a recent report, Empower Oversight identified Ripple Lab and XRP as having been wrongfully targeted by the SEC officials. Empower Oversight's victory would offer the SEC with another grounds to dismiss the lawsuit against Ripple Lab, which would be in the best interests of the cryptocurrency. If the claims are found to be genuine, XRP may be able to break out of its all-time high of $3.35 reached in January 2018. Predictions have been made that the price will rise to $5 by the end of the year. Aside from the outcomes of the two cases, however, bigger moves in the cryptocurrency market will also have an influence on the current scenario. The price of XRP might fall back to 50 cents in the event that the cryptocurrency markets have a bad year. It is feasible that XRP may reach $12 by 2022 as a result of Ripple's global expansion, making it an even more profitable cryptocurrency. Following the breakout of the ascending triangle, white, on December 20th, a rising wedge, yellow, reversal pattern, developed, allowing XRP to continue its upward trend indefinitely. During this time period, the alternative saw a return on investment of 22.95%, with its 3-week high occurring on December 23. Despite the fact that the $1.01 resistance level was maintained for more than 5 weeks, the price movement fell in a downward direction, white. Since then, XRP has had a retracement of 20.95%, which finished on December 31. Meanwhile, a bearish crossover occurred between the 20-day simple moving average, red, and the 50-day simple moving average, green. Price burst out of the down channel and the 50-day simple moving average, SMA, was immediately tested by the bulls as they attempted to regain control of the market. When this article went to press, the price of XRP stood at $0.8421. When the RSI began to show bigger troughs, the indicator began to waver along the midline. The pullback volumes, seen in red, have, on the other hand, recently looked to be bigger than the rebound volumes. Even the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which measures the performance of the stock market, was bearish. What do you think about Ripple? Do you think we'll see a great 2022? Let us know in the comment section. If you want to continue to know about XRP, we have got 2 videos waiting for you on the end screen to check out. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Kindly note that prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered financial advice. Do conduct your due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.